Yeah, thank you. We go to Dr. Meenakshi. Welcome, Dr. Meenakshi, and we would like to hear more about you and about your venture and how you had taken up, the position of a principal in the time of COVID, and how you could actually connect on the digital platform to a lot of teachers and the students and make a mark for yourself.
शालिनी जी, वन अनाउंसमेंट, मीनाक्षी जी,
Yeah.
बहुत ही सीनियर एजुकेशनिस्ट है, सुनीता खन्ना जी, वो आप सबको मतलब ग्रीट कर रहे हैं और उन्होंने बताया है कि माला जी वेरी वेल सेड एंड शी इज लिसनिंग अवर प्रोग्राम. सुनीता जी, थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you for the wonderful program. For this, even good evening to everybody, all the eminent personalities over here. You see, shattering all the taboos and talking about all this. I mean, I really appreciate all those who have here shared their views about POSH and women, all menopause and other issues. And really, it's just commendable, and we want more people like this. You see, let us inspire, and this is certainly a very great platform to inspire others to share our voice. I mean, at each and every nook and corner. I mean, in the streets, everywhere where nobody is aware about this, where these things people don't want to talk about it. I am from that particular place. If I'm talking about myself, I have been from a place where usually in a family, ladies, they do not go out to work. So I struggled a lot. My life had been full of challenges. Since, you see, my childhood, at the age when I was in class 12th, I lost my mother. Being the eldest in the family, it was my responsibility to look after my two younger brothers as well, who were just studying in class 4th that time. It was very difficult for me to decide whether to continue with the studies, whether to look after the family. But by God's grace, He has given me a lot of strength. And that time, you see, years ago, I read somewhere, and still I always say, wherever I get some platform to speak, I say, like, destiny is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of choice.
Yes.
It is not the thing to be waited for, it is the thing to be achieved. The same thing was in my mind. I thought, no, I have to achieve, I have to do something. With God's grace, I was able to turn all of the challenges into my learning opportunities. I somehow was able to complete 2 post-graduations in English as well as in IT. I did my BA too, and still I pursued my MCA, and at present also I'm doing my MA, I'm doing my research work, and I'm helping also my husband in doing my research, in his research work too. He's also a research scholar. So somehow I could continue my education. I struggled a lot, whether it was to continue my education, whether it was to go out from my home and start a job somewhere. So I was a passionate learner. I not learned and only in academics. I enhanced my calligraphic skills. I enhanced my crafting skills so that I can provide holistic education to my children. I can incorporate work education into my normal academics. I have my own page, if I'm talking about Narula Creations, where I put all my tutorials, all my achievements related to craft work, the handcraft, the quilling, whatever the women wear, different accessories made up of paper. And I have already conducted so many workshops also for that, SUPW, socially useful productive work, for my students. I have arranged some of the exhibitions too in my schools, so that to motivate my children also to take up that project. So I am this teaching profession since 2001. So in 2020, during this pandemic, I got an opportunity to take the job virtually, to train the teachers virtually to take up the noble cause of this education, to continue the learning during this pandemic. I belong to Gurgaon, NCR. I took a project, took a challenge to train the teachers who are in UP, Auraiya. My school is located in Uttar Pradesh, Auraiya. I just took that project, took that opportunity, and trained all my staff virtually. And they were able to teach the students. Together, we could make up this job. So in a small city or area where you see even they are not having that much salaries too as compared to NCR Gurgaon. And during this pandemic, most of us were having, you see, salary cuts as well. So it was very difficult for those teachers to go out and spend a lot of money on the expensive professional development courses. So I sponsored them for various workshops so that they can learn more. I myself attended around 1,000 workshops, webinars during this pandemic. More than, you see, 5, 10 Cambridge programs, IB programs, more than 250 CBSE workshops I have attended. This is how I empowered myself, first of all, so that I should be empowered enough to teach, to lead my team actually. And together we came forward, and this journey during this pandemic was just amazing. It was a lot of learning. We learned all together. Another challenge, the virtual inspection of the school. It was very difficult. It was for the very first time that I had to get it done. My school was affiliated till 10th standard. I could take up this project, and now my school is affiliated to 12th standard. So this is just because of God's grace. Like He has made me unable to complete all the tasks that have been assigned to me. I would certainly like to say, like, I mean, He has made me to complete all the tasks assigned to me. And I will always be very much grateful to the God, always be. And He has helped me develop the attitude for gratitude. So that's why I was able to even conduct many of the community outreach programs as well for those teachers who are working either in the government schools, either in the school where they are not able to get that kind of resources in the rural areas, in the remote areas. I have conducted workshops for them. During my summer break, I usually visit some government schools where actually, you see, there is some difference during the summer camps and all. I conduct story telling sessions for them, some workshops like that. So, it really gives a lot of satisfaction to us when we do something for the community. So, with God's grace, let me, complete. He will be helping me in accomplishing all the tasks assigned to me. So, that's it. I just want to say, with all your support, with all your guidance, with when I meet such people on this wonderful platform, I get inspired. And I always say, aspire to inspire. This is what I feel and would like to share. Thank you. Thanks a lot for the wonderful platform.
Absolutely wonderful, Dr. Meenakshi. And as you said, empower yourself to empower others. So this is actually, actually, Shashakt is all about where we have such eminent personalities who have done such, wonderful work with their organizations, and, individually, we don't compete with each other, but again, we are at par with each other, and we go and move together. And, if we are moving together, the country goes up and the household goes up. And once, the house is good, the society is good, the country goes good. Yes. So, Dr. Meenakshi, we would like to hear from you now.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, when we are talking about, see, I am a promoter and a supporter of SDGs and the values a lot. Talking nowadays about, I'm also working on nowadays SDG 5, gender equality. Teaching my students objective planet 50-50 by 2030. So obviously it's not 50-50. As ma'am has rightly said, when talking about Shiva and Shakti, it's 100% both. I do appreciate the way she has put her thoughts into the words. It's just wonderful. So because I have already been associated with the people where I find I would like to say, use the phrase reaching the unreached. Whether it is a platform where they have to learn its education, whether it is values, whatever it is. So I try my level best to provide some global experience to my students, but taking care of sanskaras and the values. But those values where we talk about maybe that, sir, I already said some sanskara, some values, slowly and gradually we give the name of some kind of taboos and all. We say, okay, women, they are not allowed to go out. They can't do it. There are some children, there are some families where there is a lot of comparison. So I guess right from the early age, it should be taught to the children in the schools. Like, there is nothing like, I mean, boys don't cry. There is nothing like girls only like pink. There is nothing like girls can't play cricket and girls love only dancing. And this should be there. The teacher should also be using the gender neutral terms in the classes. Why when I'm teaching in a class, if I need somebody's support to lift the furniture from here and there, I will also always look at some boy to come and help. If I have to get the decoration done of a notice board, I will look at some girl. It should not be there. Boys are also creative. And talking about girls, they are also bold enough to take any kind of tasks. So we have to come out of these, you see, gender stereotypes first of all. So these kind of things should be eradicated from the minds of the people. So I have already seen so many people thinking about this. And you won't imagine, in a family where there are maybe two children, a boy and a girl, they send a girl to a government school where the fee is less, if in case they are ready to teach. And boys, for that, they are working day and night so that they will be able to spend a lot of money on his education. So these kind of things we need to work it out. Being, I would say, a pedagogical leader of my school, I have already added all these things as a part and parcel of my curriculum. While teaching any subject, it should not be like that. So for example, I am teaching in my class about natural resources. I am talking about man-made resources. Now here I have to correct that term. Even, why man-made resources? It should be human-made resources. So these kind of things, so minutely we have to look into all these aspects. So then only we will be able to accomplish this, our target of planet 50/50 by 2030. Thank you.
Absolutely wonderfully said. And you're talking about gender equality. And, I would say it begins from home, because it's the woman in the house who has to take the lead to make sure that, the both the boy and the girl in the family gets the same potential, gets the same values, and gets, to see the same discomforts, if we say for the women, or the discomforts for the men. It has to be balanced at both the sides, and both the boy and the girl has to see to it. And this is how the woman has to take a lead. And as we say, the education makes a very important part in this. So, it's not only a bookish education, but mentally we need to be educated. And that is what we need to do across the country, maybe in rural and urban areas. When we say in the rural areas, the education is less, but I will say we have a lot of illiterate literates here in the urban areas. We have got so many of the degrees with us, but mentally we are not educated at all. And that is the mindset we need to change. And I'm sure, with all of us doing so much of things within our own organizations, so coming together on Shashakt is what we have to spread this awareness. And together, as I said, we can scale mountains. The award goes to Dr. Meenakshi Narula in the education sector. She has done so much in the education, because she has she has battled all the challenges that came her life, and she is where she is as an inspiration to so many of her students, to her teachers, who will look up on her and say, yes, I want to be like Dr. Meenakshi. So, Dr. Meenakshi, pleasure to have you, and it's amazing to connect with you, and it's amazing to have you on the platform.
Thanks a lot, ma'am, for the wonderful platform. You see, I would like to say, where I could listen to such eminent personalities, the thoughts of the people, so that, see, when we get to know something very different, okay, that we need to convey to the society, I guess our role, our responsibility increases. We, as we say, teachers shape lives. So we are the teachers who have taken up this project, who have taken up this target of shaping the lives. So this is a wonderful platform where we will be able to listen to the thoughts of such eminent personalities, and we would be able to impart that knowledge to our students. We would be able to inculcate those values in our students right from the very early age. Thank you for the wonderful platform. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And a very
all help develop the attitude for gratitude. That is really very important for all of us. For all of us, men should have that. Attitude of gratitude. Definitely, the women will get chance to empower themselves, and they should be supportive in that. Then only we'll be having this planet 50-50. Attitude for gratitude.